I forget to put a highlighter on, you know, my brow bone? Sorry, I am like that. But let's just do that. You know, we need to shine into 2020. Like, do you get? We're not out here, you know, not shining. Hey guys, and welcome back to Madeline's Avenue. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Madeline. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button because you clicked on this video for a reason, so you're here to stay. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. This is a get ready with me, but also a talk time with M, and I did this once and a lot of you guys actually really liked like combining the get ready with me and talk time with M together, so I'm gonna do that again. And in this episode of Talk Time with M, I'll be talking on two separate topics. 5 things to leave in 2019 and 5 things to take into 2020. I think I'm just going to start with like the 5 things that we're going to leave in 2019. And one of the things I said was trolling. It's very, very sad that we still have such going on in, you know, this day and age, because like I said in like my previous talk time with M, if you've watched that episode, I do suggest you go check it out. In our generation, people's skins, they're like not as thick as our parents' generation may be, so there's a lot of things that people will definitely take to heart. But I feel like trolling needs to be stopped, because the person that you're trolling thinks like, oh, I might as well just go and do something bad that will like harm myself. People are not necessarily trolling just because they want you to change who you are, but just for the fun of it. Once they've told you to do that thing, when you now finally do it, it's like 2 seconds later they're coming back to ask you, why did you do that? And it's like, yo, you just told me to do this, right? So it's like most people now don't have like a voice for themselves. They're literally depending on the public to tell them what to do with their lives, which is really, really bad. I think that the only way that most people can learn from trolling is if they are put in that kind of situation where they're being trolled. But I also feel like sometimes if we don't educate ourselves, those experiences might end up getting the best of us. The next point that I had down was wasting people's time. There's literally no time anymore. So if you think that telling someone that you like them and then dragging them along for 5 years is like the ideal thing to do with your life, then it's just very, very stupid. And please, I promise you, see me, I've even been victim to it. I'm like, oh no, he's not wasting my time, it's just this, that. And it's like, sis, that person is wasting your time. We know what it is. Like, we know that, you know, this is not going to go anywhere, or we know that, okay, this person really doesn't like us. Like, sometimes we just know what it is deep down inside, but we just try to shy away from the truth. And it's like, don't do that. Just take it for what it is and just move on. Point number 3 is we need to leave gossiping or clowning people when they open up to you. I've seen a lot of that happen, and it's like, it's very, very sad, because it's sometimes like these things that you open up to people, sometimes it's kind of like forced, and it's like 2 seconds later someone else is messaging you saying, oh, did this happen to you? What happened between you and this person? Or why is this person saying this online? And you're just looking so dumbfounded and so confused. I just feel like most of these things we need to like think about it before, guys. Oh my gosh, I just remember think. If you guys watch Just Too Funny, then you know that, sorry, I know I'm deflecting, but if you watch Just Too Funny, then you know that he always says think about it and jot things down. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, whenever you want to do something or you're about to do something to someone, I would suggest that like you think about it before you actually do it. The next point says for leaving fake friends in 2019. The one I'm talking about is in the sense of like supporting your friends and just supporting people. Like if you have a friend and you know that that friend is doing something, do your best to support them instead of like laugh at what they're doing. And then when they now finally blow, you now come and start shouting like, hey, I'm so proud of you, but it's like you didn't even contribute to, you know, my success at all, so why should I even give you the time of day? And there's sometimes that us too, like we know that people are being fake to us, but it's like we just leave them there because, oh, we've known this person for a long time. No sis, they're just there for when you blow. They don't want to support you, they don't want to do anything. we are not going to have that in 2020. Okay, you either be a good friend by supporting me or you go. And I remember I was talking to my friend Onome. I would always thank her because she posts my pictures or my posts like on her Instagram stories. So anytime she reposts like my post, I always make sure that I respond to the story and just say, oh, thank you so much. And she's like, why are you thanking me? Like, I am your friend. This is what, you know, I am supposed to do. So it's like, help your friends out, okay? Don't go and buy something else when you know that they make the exact same thing. Like, patronize your friends. I believe that we should leave this whole like I see online like a lot of people glorifying hell or just like devilish things where people say, oh, I'm definitely going to hell for this. Or maybe there's like a meme of someone like packing and going somewhere and they're like, oh, me and my friends getting ready to go to hell, or just stupid things like that. And I'm just wondering, like, do you guys actually know what you're saying? A lot of people don't understand that the tongue is powerful. That's why I always say that we should really think about what we want to say before we say it, because the tongue is very powerful. So whatever you say, best believe that it will happen. You can't joke around with things like hell or like devilish things. Like, I don't think it's nice. I don't think it's cool. Dead it and throw it away. Like, it's not something that you should want to experience or you should want to go through, because hell is real, and if you go there, like, that's like basically the end for you. Okay, so we're going to go into 5 things to take into 2020. The first one is encouragement, and I do feel like we're all in a place and time where like we need to be encouraged as much as possible, because the economy is getting harder by the month or by the year, and some people are losing hope, some people are just losing a lot of things. And I believe that instead of clowning people or just not supporting people, that we should actually just encourage people and encourage as much as we can, because you don't know what the next person is going through. Another thing that we're gonna take into 2020 is to be upfront with people. If you're wasting someone's time, you're lying to the person that all the effort and everything that they're doing, it's like, it's good, like it's not in vain and everything, but you're just there lying to the person. So I think it's best to just be upfront with people and just let them know what it is that you think or what you feel, and just not waste anyone's time. And also being upfront will also help you and kind of like gear you up for, you know, like other things to encounter like later on in life, because sometimes you just need to know how to stand your ground, or you need to know how to be truthful to people or upfront to people, because you don't know when you're going to need that type of skill. Trust me, being upfront to people is actually a skill. Like, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of like energy just to be upfront with people or tell people how you're feeling. And when I say upfront, I don't mean it only, oh, instead of wasting people's time, tell them what it is. Also, instead of wasting your own time, like just let them know, like, this is how I'm feeling. The third thing that we should take into 2020 is to not insert ourselves in things that don't concern us, and to also do not force people to like open up to you. A lot of people don't understand that when you're minding your business, you actually like achieve so many things instead of putting yourself in other people's business. Like, when you put yourself in other people's business, you're not really achieving anything for yourself. Like, putting your time and energy into someone else's business is taking away from your own business flourishing. The fourth one is leave people alone and promote your friends. Okay, well, yeah, sort of just what I was just saying now. Yeah, so instead of like being fake to someone, you either leave the person alone, or if you believe that you are this person's friend, you support them by promoting them. Support them in any way that you can. Patronize their businesses. Feel like a lot of people don't know that, like, when you actually promote people's things, that's one way of like networking. When I post people's posts on my story, like, they respond to me and say, oh, thank you for this, thank you for that, and like that's how like we start talking, and who knows, like from there you guys might just work together. So it's like, see supporting as a form of networking. I'm not saying that you should only do it to network. Actually support people if you really like their craft. Don't just support anything just because, oh, I need this person in the future or things like that. Always do it for like the right reasons, and it will also like come back to you as well. So yeah, the fifth one is find God. In this day and age, if you don't have God in your life, like, you're basically just living a worthless life. Like, that's basically all that I can say. Like, some people take these things as like a joke, but like, I feel sorry when I see things like that. It's like, why are you joking about this? This is not something to joke about, because when it actually happens, like, you would literally be crying and you'll be regretting like all the things that you said. So please, like, don't glorify hell, don't do all those things. Like, find God, because honestly, once you have God in this life, like, your life literally be set. I know that it's like there are trials that you have to go through, and that doesn't mean that because you go through trials, God doesn't have you, or God doesn't want you to succeed, or anything like that. So I really believe that, like, if you're out here glorifying hell or all these things, like, just stop, okay, and find God. And yeah, I think that's like everything on the list. I'm just going to like go over these things again, just so we can get all the points, because guys, we've been talking for, well, I have been talking for a while. The first part talks about, you know, things to leave in 2019, and that's trolling, wasting people's time, gossiping or clowning people for like when they open up to you, glorifying hell, fake friends. We really need to leave all those things behind. And then 5 things to take into 2019: encouragement, being upfront and truthful, not inserting yourself in other people's business or in things that do not concern you, and it's either you leave people alone if you're a fake friend, or if you're a real friend, you support your friends and you be there for them. And then the 5th one is finding God and not glorifying hell or just devilish things. And yeah, I think that's like basically everything. And this is good because I'm also rounding up with my makeup, so I'm just going to finish that. And there's some other things that I would just like to say. I mean, I can say as I'm doing my makeup, but some other things I wanted to say that are not on my list, but I would love for us to like take into account or just think about, has to do with like ourselves. Like, we need to take time to actually realize who we are. Do your best to not follow, and it's something that I even started talking about, be unique. Like, accept your own uniqueness. Don't think that because other people are not dressing the way you're dressing, or other people are not doing things the way you're doing things, doesn't mean that it's like wrong. Like, it's right on all levels. Like, you're doing amazing, you're doing great. Like, you're going to get to where you need to be. You just need to stand your ground and actually like believe in yourself. The one thing that I have learned this year is just being like on my ones, and I don't say that in like a bad way. I remember I had an interview earlier this year with guys, I've forgotten the name of her website, but I'll put it in the description box for you guys to check it out if you'd like to read it. And one question she asked was what makes you different from other bloggers or other YouTubers, just other content creators. And I'm like, just for the fact that I am me makes me different. Like, and this is not to be in a cocky way, but it's just like, I am madelineudowa. We don't have the same name, we don't have the same anything, so nothing about us is going to be the same. Like, we might get the same clothes, but the way that we're going to wear it is going to be different. It's not going to be the same. So always understand that you yourself, you're unique. Like, you are your own person. Do not for 1 second try to belong to any group or belong to anything. Try and belong to yourself. Belong with yourself. Belong with what it is that you believe in or what it is that you stand for. Don't feel like you need to be or you have to belong to a group or belong to like a clique before you are listened to or before a lot of people look at you. Embrace yourself. Embrace what it is that you stand for. And I promise you, things will just go from there. Don't do whatever you're doing just so you will blow. Make sure that whatever you're doing it based on the fact that this will impact people, and this will also show people who I truly am. Okay? Don't for a second do things because of clout, because at the end of the day, It's like, what did you really leave behind for people to remember you for, or what did you leave behind for people to say, oh yes, this guy or this girl really inspired me and she really did that, she really helped me with this, with that. So make sure that whatever you're doing it for the right reasons and not for clout. So yeah, these are just the basic things that I wanted us to talk about before we head into 2020. I really do hope that we all have an amazing, last month or last few days of the year, and I also hope that we have learned something. And let me know what you guys think about what I said. Also, let me know what you guys have on your list to leave in 2019 and what you'll be taking into 2020. And yeah, if you guys want to expand on anything I said, please do so. If you guys have any questions, ask in the comment section below and I will be happy to answer you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys next year by the grace of God. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with as many people as you can, and leave your comments and thoughts. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.